I want to extend a very warm welcome to this year's annual partnership meeting. At this difficult moment in time, all of us want to do more to ensure a thriving, sustainable, and just cocoa sector. More than 400 participants have signed up for this meeting from 32 countries on 6 continents.
It's never been more important to maintain our collective focus and commitments to sustainability. Our farmers will benefit, our consumers, our stakeholders, and employees will appreciate it, and all of our businesses will be better for it.
We cannot enjoy our confectionery products that we all love if the farmers who are producing it get a raw deal and do not get a fair share of that value. So I think the role of WCF, the role of the Cocoa and Forest Initiative, and all of these pre-competitive multi-stakeholder groups, we have to act. The whole cocoa sector has to come together because we have a collective accountability to transform and pivot the cocoa value chain from where it is today to a truly sustainable value chain in the future.
We need to recognize that humans have a broken relationship with nature. This system that takes, makes, and wastes, that aims to unlimited growth without recognizing planetary boundaries. The end result is deforestation. The end result is contribution to climate change. The end result is losing all possibilities to be more resilient to pandemic and climate change. So here is where initiatives like the Cocoa Forest Initiative is fabulous and great, because this can be the glue that can bring together under a common understanding of how we can integrate it in an integrated fashion, manage landscapes within agriculture and environment.
Cocoa is a wonderful crop, a wonderful ingredient, but, and it's a big but, it's also an industry that has significant challenges that we must solve. But by working together, we now know that we can drive real change.
This consensus is essential because producers, consumers, and policymakers together can have a real impact. Supporting a decent price for cocoa farmers over the long term cannot happen without progress on sustainability. This is the logic behind the new Sustainable Cocoa Initiative of the European Commission.
So what is happening actually in and around the EU? There will be a legislative proposal on mandatory human rights and environmental due diligence in the second quarter of 2021. And this idea has to be based on existing frameworks such as the UN Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights and the OECD Guidelines on Multinational Enterprises. And I couldn't agree more that we have to build on something that we already have.
Donc mon gouvernement, je le dis tout net, est favorable à la future législation sur la due diligence qui est demandée par les entreprises européennes. Donc oui pour la due diligence pour les entreprises, mais en même temps, il faut se dire qu'il faut donner le temps d'y aller progressivement vers des résultats qu'on souhaite atteindre. Et c'est vraiment ça que je voulais indiquer. Et les mesures que mon gouvernement pourrait être amené à prendre sont, comme vous le savez, vont être définies dans le cadre des programmes de durabilité.
Cocoa is such a key crop for Europe. Europe is such a critical importer that in many ways the work on cocoa is more advanced.
Voluntary action is where it all started. COBISCO members have since years started communicating these actions to their consumers, helping driving sustainability scheme for niche markets to mainstream. But we agree, it is not enough and we need to raise the bar in terms of impact and to create a level playing field.
We have also missed often a calm, reflective debate on the how on living income, how to close living income gaps.
We as a manufacturer and an end user of cocoa are totally and forever connected to the producing countries, and so that's where we have an important role to play. And it starts by providing, as I was saying, clear terms of trade, good market access, a good price, the right price that enables, alongside all of the other enabling elements for families to earn a living income.
Cocoa is an equatorial hit gone global. For centuries, there's not, to my knowledge, been a single market that hasn't taken to it. And now the chocolate market is worth around $130 billion, with consumption going up continuously. But there is nevertheless much that needs to change, and it needs to change urgently, because we know that we can't expect to destroy the world's tropical forest at a rate of around 30 football pitches every single minute without at some point paying a terrible price. We know from companies that are engaging in best practice that it is possible to break that link between production and destruction. We know that's possible. We know that companies can flourish in doing so. No country, no company, no community can do this alone. It absolutely requires partnership.
I would love to go into a discussion on this question of hazardous work and whether or not there are things, it really does seem to be the main problem is the hazardous tasks that are being taken. And so I think we should reflect as we think of the next 5 years about how we can really lean into those specific challenges of the harm and the risks of specific work tasks that are currently undertaken by kids.
Il y a un élément qui est aussi très important qui n'a pas été pris en compte pour moi, qui est aussi très important, c'est le travail des femmes, l'autonomisation des femmes dans la cacaoculture, dans le milieu agricole.